is a singer-songwriter guitarist from Ayr, Ontario. He performs a broad range of genres. However, most of his music is country pop. He has a love for music and loves sharing his music with others. He is also a recent winner of Canada's Teen Jam in the solo artist category. And he joins us from Ayr, Ontario. So let's spill the tea with Braydon Hall. Welcome, Braydon.
Thank you.
Braydon, you are hot off the heels of a win at Canada's Teen Jam. Let's find out what your experience was. How did you get involved with the competition, and how'd you end up on the finalist stage?
Yeah, so I was going to school with another person who was part of the Canada's Teen Jam, a friend of mine, and I was performing in front of my school at an assembly, and his mom came up to me and afterwards and kind of let me know about Canada's Teen Jam, and I wasn't really too sure what it was, and then I got in touch with Mark, and Mark explained it better for me, and then I submitted my video, which was originally a song I performed at Air Porch Fest, and Mark really liked it, and then I ended up on the stage there in Toronto, which was pretty cool. He put me through to the finalist.
What was the experience like for you? I mean, I think there were 6 different categories of artists that were at the competition. What was the experience like for you? Had you been in competitions before? And if so, how did they compare?
Well, to be honest with you, I haven't really been in any other competitions, and the only live music that I've ever performed aside from this was just small things at my school, like mentioned before, and also I've done like a few little porch fests and gigs at, for example, Aber, which is a little brewery in Ayr, a little dinner spot.
Now, people are going to find out that you are a relatively young artist. You're still in secondary school, and you're writing songs with maturity. I will say that you are punching way above your age group for writing music. So congratulations on that. When did you start? When did you realize that you wanted to do this? When did you start writing music?
Well, really, I started writing lyrics when I was pretty young. I would say probably 7 or 8 years old. I would just be writing on paper. Whether my spelling was right or not at that age, I have no idea. But I would just write lyrics that were popping into my head, and I didn't really pick up guitar till I was, I would say, 12 or 13. And as soon as I picked up the guitar and I was able to play it, it was like music just became easier to write almost. It just came to me.
Where do you get your ideas from? Other young artists that I interview, they say that it comes from, it's about having a girlfriend, breaking up with a girlfriend. So it's love lost, it's the breakups, it's the heartache. This particular song we're about to hear today is really about your everyday life. So where does the inspiration come from? Where do you get your ideas from for songs?
Yeah, so a lot of my music is kind of the love related songs, because I'm sure other artists can agree that that's easiest to write about because the most emotion goes into that. So it's really about experiences, and the song that I wrote that's going to be heard later today is it's kind of just, I kind of wanted to create something not as much about me, but more about me connecting with my listener. And I'm sure in Southern Ontario, there's a lot of small town people that like listening to country music, and I feel like a lot of them can relate with just how you act and the things you do on a day-to-day basis growing up in a small town.
Country is very popular throughout the country. How did you end up in that genre? Where were the influences to move to a country music genre?
Well, to be honest with you, it was really my friends that brought me into this. I've always listened to every type of music, but when I started writing, I wasn't really even in the country. I wasn't even really in a genre. I was just kind of writing music. But as I wrote more and more, it just started becoming more towards country, and I guess that's got a lot to do with where I'm from, being from a small town. And yeah, my friends were the ones that introduced me, and a few of the names that they've introduced me with were guys like Zach Bryan, Zach Top, and just a lot of other guys. Jason Aldean's another big one, and yeah, I've since they've introduced me, I've just loved the genre since then.
You've got some musical influences in your family as well. Your dad's musical. I believe it's your grandmother on your mom's side went to school for music. How have they influenced your musical career?
Um, my family is all fairly musical. Um, my dad's side, he was in a few different rock bands where he wrote his own music as well. He plays guitar and sings. What a coincidence! I do the same, and and he was really really good when he was playing. And my grandma, his mom, she helped organize the Kadai choirs in the Waterloo region a long time ago when she used to teach. She taught music, and she's an amazing vocalist and piano player. And she kind of got my grandpa into singing as well. He didn't before he met her, but he's now in a barbershop quartet and in a group out in Waterloo there. And yeah, and on my mom's side, my grandmother, she plays piano, and I think she's got her degree in music. And they've always just encouraged me to do what I love, and just so happens that what I love is music, and they've all kind of influenced me in that way because, yeah, it's just it makes it nicer when you've got family members involved as well.
Well, it certainly sounds like you've got a lot of great influence around you on the music side. So your dad was writing his own music. Do do you find him peering over your shoulder, looking at the music that you're writing as well? Maybe secretly wishing that he could, maybe secretly wishing he's just going to live vicariously through you now.
Well, I think there's a little bit of that going on. I think he's mainly just proud of me and proud of what I've already accomplished so far. Like I've only been really releasing my own music for under a year, and the amount of attention I've gotten since then is just went it's going up from here, I think, and I think he's just proud of me. And to be honest with you, the song that you're gonna hear today, there's a little guitar solo, and we sat down and we just started jamming, and he actually wrote that solo for that song. So that's kind of a cool little thing.
I don't know. Maybe one day we'll see Dad up on stage with you, backing you
Yeah,
up
yeah.
on the big tour. One of the challenges that I talk to artists about is the challenge of doing all of your own promotion, all of your own social media. The older artists, and I'll say, the ones that are, say, in their late 30s and beyond, 40s and 50s, really struggle with that part of the career that you need to do. As an artist that has basically grown up with social media and with technology, do you still find that a challenge to keep that part going, or is it just part of your everyday life?
Well, I would say it's definitely nicer that I grew up. Well, I grew up with social media, but just in the past 5 years or so, and that's obviously helped me. But I do find it's hard to keep the content coming because I've got school and I've got work and I've got sports, and it's just when you've got a busy schedule, it's hard to put time aside to record, and for me, I'm a perfectionist, so I record 100 times before I post something that I think is good, and then the next day I think it's not that good anymore, and yeah, so it's just it's time that's hard with social media.
One of the things in technology that is coming on strong now in music, well, just in life in general, and particularly in music, is artificial intelligence. And I'm interested to get the perspective of new artists, younger artists, on artificial intelligence. Do you feel that is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Does it have a place in music, or